Hello YouTube, welcome to Charles Garage, and today we have our first review. So depending on, like, for example, when it comes to Hot Wheels, depending on how I obtain it or depending on the series I might actually review one car or the whole set. Like for example, Hot Wheels Car Culture, it always composed of 5 excluding the chase. So depending on if I'm reviewing a car culture, I might, review all 5 cars. But if I don't have all 5, I might review them individually. And once again, after the review is up, for those who want to see the car a little bit more closely without any explanations and close up, I will be uploading another shorts video right away after the review. So you can check both videos as well. Alright, so this is from the Hot Wheels Boulevard line, which is a Hot Wheels premium line. So what a Hot Wheels premium are basically, Hot Wheels premium line is basically the collector's lineup as well. So for those who are, not too knowledgeable with Hot Wheels, you might know Hot Wheels as the $1 cars. Those would be this, or in the US these would be the long cards, but in international versions that we get these short cards. So these are the infamous $1 to $1.50 cars. And you might be asking, what are so different from them with this one? So this one, usually the typical Hot Wheels car, like from the $1 stuff, like the main lines would be, one of these parts. So either the bottom or the plate or the chassis is going to be metal, while the other is going to be plastic. And the wheels are also plastic as well. I believe there were some cases where this was reversed, but once again, that's a different story. So yeah, these would be the main lines, and once again, these ones would have less details compared to the premium ones. I have an actual example here, which is the exact same car as far as I understood it. Or maybe not actually. No, so this is not the exact same car, but it has the similar concept. This is the R33 version, but once again, I'll get into that later. So once again, this is Hot Wheels Boulevard line. So for premium stuff, the bottom plate and the top chassis is both metal, and the wheels are now using rubber tires instead of using whole plastic wheels like this one. So yeah, there are some changes. Of course, this also means that these premium lines are not really meant to work on Hot Wheels tracks. There is an exception lineup for this one, but once again, that's a really exception thing, so I'm not really going to mention that as well. So yeah, so these are usually more expensive. Usually in my country, they're like maybe 2.5 times more compared to the $1 cars, because once again, currency rates are kind of confusing. So anyway, let's see what we got. So this is number 99. The Boulevard line constantly goes up the numbers. They do release 5 at a time, but the Hot Wheels Boulevard do not have a common theme. While Hot Wheels Car Culture, they would have a common theme, such as off-road drifting cars, or like pickup trucks. They all have a common theme, but once again, for this lineup, there's no there's no common themes. You can see we have for this, when this was released, I believe they released from 96 to number 100. So this is number 100, the Countach, the newer version, and then here's the car that we currently have, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4, the Toyota Supra from 2021, and then a Fiat. So yeah, you can definitely see there's no common theme going on here. Of course, for those who are more on the engineering or technical side, you might be able to find something, but once again, that's just the way how it is. So anyway, let's open this thing up and let's see what we got. So I'm just gonna rip these up. I don't keep the packaging, as you can see on my back of my collection. You can see these are all premium stuff. There's no main lines in here. So yeah, and these cases are actually called not from Mattel, but a company called Intech that gets licensed from Mattel and makes these cool display cases. Of course, there are some limitations with this, which maybe I'll make a review of it later. Alright, so let's see what we got. So let me just lower the camera just a little bit and let's see what we got. So as I mentioned before, these things have, actually let me turn on this one as well. So here we have the Nissan Skyline R32. Now obviously, for those who grew up watching Fast and Furious, you might be a fan of the R34. Same, I'm also guilty of that, but once again, after growing up, moving on, I got more fond of the R32 and R33 more compared to the R34 these days. But once again, here we go. So like I said, the top and the bottom plate are now metal, made out of metal, and you can see these rubber tires here. So you can see the actual rim, and the tires are now separate pieces, unlike this one where the wheels are just full single piece plastics going on here as well. Alright, so yeah, that is pretty much the basis here, and you can see there's some detail going on here. We have the backlights with the Skyline logo going on here, and this front part, now that you can actually see the lights going on here, they applied some decals going on here as well. So while this is the R33, not exactly the same car, but this is from the $1 lineup, so the main line. So the top section, once again, metal, but bottom section, plastic as well. And then you can see when you look at the front, while this guy has decals and the headlights, this one, while the molding or casting does have the detail of the headlights, they did not apply any decals or color or paint at all. So this is a good example between the premium and mainline. So they mainlines would often like skip or like go easy on the details here. So of course it really depends on the car. While some cars would have like a good amount of detail, of course, like usually on the front, but it's always usually like they're missing something on the front or back most of the time. So this one, it's missing on the front, and then looking at the back, at least they have the iconic, the 4 lights going on here. However, you can see only the GTR, but no Skyline or other license plate or number plate on the detail as well. So they're skipping that. But of course, this one was kind of famous for the Godzilla decal going on here as well. So I believe these are called liveries or something like that. So yeah, of course, this one has also a Godzilla reference here. So because I think it was the R32 that actually had the nickname of the Godzilla, because it was such a powerful, really well-known car in terms of performance. So yeah. So that is pretty much it. So you can see obviously the inside of the Hot Wheels is not really known for opening doors or any suspensions like other brands. So so I'm not really going to go in too much in detail in terms of like looking at the insides, because even if I wanted to, I have to get rid of these parts, which I have no clue on how to get these unless using a drill to drill a hole. Anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. So once again, this is the R32 from Boulevard. This is actually, while the R32 was never, it's not the first time being made as premium, because we've seen the R32 in various other premium lines, like obviously from the Car Culture, and then we have the 2-packs, the Fast and Furious premium line, and so on. So it's just nothing new, but if you want to have something from Boulevard, this is your thing to get as well. And because it's been released recently, or at least it's not been that long, you might be able to find this if you're lucky as well, or you're gonna have to search AliExpress. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the review. So this was the review of the Hot Wheels Premium Boulevard Nissan Skyline R32. So once again, this video was slightly got longer because I wanted to explain the difference between mainlines and premium stuff. But hopefully, in the long run, I won't need to explain this all the time. Anyway, if you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and review. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.